Hi, I'm Laurie Stern, and I hope that you enjoy my flow I've created called Calm in the Midst of Chaos. I hope you find your breath and you enjoy moving around your mat. Have a wonderful day. So we're going to begin in child's pose. If you would like to have a block or two nearby, that would be helpful as well. And just approach your mat as if perhaps you're approaching it for the first time, right? So without any expectations, or I just said that twice, or any sort of stuff, right? Just let your knees go wide unless your back is tweaky. And if you're having a little bit of a tender back this morning or afternoon, go ahead and bring your thighs closer together. And if you're doing that, you may notice your head needs some support, right? So the block or two fists. I'm going to go ahead and come wide. And just find your breath, letting the shoulders soften, maybe giving your toes a little wiggle, perhaps giving your whole body a soft sway as if this mat of ours is a raft, or sometimes I like to imagine it's a magic carpet. There's nothing wrong with that. A nice big inhalation, sigh out. And continue breathing in a way that allows for curiosity and exploration. From your fingernails, the arms, the back, the legs, all the way to the toes. And you can continue sighing out if that's something you enjoy. We're starting to gently close the lips, making that same sound for Ujjayi Pranayam. Come up to the finger pads, shrug the shoulders, and then depress them. And just do that one more time, feeling the length on the side body, the back and the belly. And as you soften the shoulders down where they're comfy, draw your hands to the right. So sometimes when we take a C curve, it's nice to use your upper left arm as a pillow, or have your forehead down. And for just today, have both hands remain stretched out. Focus on the breath coming up and down your left side. A little more pressure on this left hand. With the opportunity to place your right hand on top of the left hand as if you can imagine your best friend or someone you love or just yourself holding your hand. Providing a little more length on the left side. Take one more breath. And then gently crawl the hands to your left. Just going for that idea of exploration and curiosity. Maybe the neck doesn't feel right laying on the arms, so the forehead would feel better. Breathing up and down the right side, taking the left hand gently on top of the right if you like that. Coming back to the center. And coming up on an inhale through table, and on the exhale, heart through the shoulders, feet wide, all the way down to the mat. And then reversing that. Inhale, stretch forward to lift up. Use the core, zip the toes, knees wide, back to child's pose. We'll just go two more like that, using the nice pace and rhythm of your breath. Maybe wiggling a little bit on the way down or up. Maybe shaking the tail as you're down. Just give yourself really what you need here. There's no right or wrong as long as you're breathing. Sometimes we don't even know what we need, so that's the challenge for some of us too. Right? Taking time for ourselves and really allowing for that soft voice as we stay here. Hug the elbows towards your midline. Spiral the inner thighs to the sky and really just allow yourself to listen. Do you want your legs on so the kneecaps are off the mat, or do you want them softening? And then come into cobra, low, medium, or if you're ready, a little higher, but not in a way that creates tension or pain or competition with yourself. We're going to make our way to tabletop position, go through a few rounds of cow and cat. Lately, my wrists, it's cold here in Chicago. They've been a little tender, so as I go through my cows and cats, sometimes I play with the direction of my fingers. So my wrists get a little bit of a different stretch as I go through a few rounds of these. And then we're going to thread the needle, fingertips forward. The right arm will reach up. I want you to gaze up to the hand or the ceiling as you move your belly towards your throat to turn on the core. And then we're going to take this right arm under the left. You'll stretch the left arm forward, come to the finger pads, and then move your sit bones to the right. And I want you to imagine you've got a newspaper under your left armpit, like you're trying to squeeze it. So your outer left shoulder will rotate down. From here, you're going to take your right leg back. Let it slide. The toes will tuck under. And then we're going to come to the back for supine twist. You'll be a little off-roading. Part of you will be on your mat. Part of you will be off. Take your right hand to your left hip crease or your thigh, just somewhere to provide some length and space on the right side. Take that right hand back out to the right. We're going to squeeze the palms together overhead, lifting up any amount for a gentle crunch here. And we'll find our obliques by moving those hands towards the left hip. If this bothers your neck for any reason, take your right hand behind it. Otherwise, both fingers reaching, both shoulder blades off the ground. My right leg is light, my left foot is light. Really focusing on the core. Reaching the hands back up to the ceiling, hang on to this core. And then exhale, open the arms. On an inhale, spin back around. We'll go to Sphinx pose. Both forearms will be down. And then you'll just lift the heart and lengthen. And then lower down, we'll press back to table. All right. If you want to go through a round of cat-cow, go right ahead. Otherwise, we're going to thread the needle on the other side. Look up to the left hand or the ceiling. Take the right shoulder down the back. Zipper up through the core. And then left arm under. All right. So the side of your head is on the mat if possible. And again, there's this wrapping of this right armpit down as you shift your sit bones to the left. Just breathing, pressing the heart space down, lifting the belly and the sit bones up. And then you're going to stretch your left leg back. The toes will tuck under. And we're going to spin over to the supine twist here. So the left leg will go down. The arms are out. Take a big breath. On an inhale, reach the hands to the ceiling. Create whatever crunch is available. Tuck the chin in if that's more comfortable. Take them over your hip. Reach, lengthen. Back up to the ceiling, out to the side. We'll make our way to Sphinx pose, and then we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So if you want to spend some time in Sphinx pose, shake out your belly, your back, whatever you need to wiggle around. And you can either strongly press through plank or table to get to your first down dog. Take it for a walk, right? Maybe gaze to the right or the left. And then you're going to crawl your hands to the back of the mat where your feet are. Crawl your hands up the shins for halfway lifting pose, Ardha Uttanasana. Touch the crown of the head forward and kind of come forward and back, finding the four corners of your feet here. Feeling the quads engage, feeling the shoulders depress, getting a little more space at the neck from the shoulders to the ears. Forward fold, crawl back out to dog. We're going to float the right leg up on an inhale. So again, zipping up through the core, let the hip open here. Scrub the shoulders away from your ears and palms forward. We'll take the right leg high to the sky, come into core plank, knee to nose. Lift that right leg back and up, and then lower the right foot down. We'll do the same thing on the left side. Lift up, open the knees, stack the hip. Press down any amount to this right heel. Straighten out the left leg, round the spine, core plank, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up, and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll shift to our first plank. You might need to adjust your hands a little farther forward if your dog was a little too short. Draw the crown of the head forward, maybe gaze forward, but yet root back from the waist down, just like in downward facing dog. What tends to happen is we dip our back, or we let our head fall. So I'm going to ask you to bend the elbows and just check those two things out. Just the elbows should move. And when I ask you to bend your knees, again, just the legs move. It's hard. Come back to down dog and take a big breath in and a big breath out. Right leg up, bend the knee, stack the hip. Stretch the leg high, round the spine. Empty. Inhale, back and up. And downward facing dog. Left leg, inhale. Bend the knee, stack the hip, exhale. The strength of your legs, inhale. Round the spine, empty. Inhale, back and up. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and shift to plank. Stay here and breathe. Bend the elbows an inch. Nothing else moves, not the head, not the back. Bend the knees an inch. Feel the core. Straighten out the legs. Exhale to dog. One more time through. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, stretch. And core plank. Inhale, back and up. Downward facing dog. And left side. Your breath. Round the spine, tuck the chin. Back and up, downward facing dog. From here we'll go plank. And either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Bending the elbows halfway down. Rolling over the tops of the feet to create our first upward facing dog. Going back to downward facing dog. Curl your hands to your feet. And I want you to take Padahastasana. So you're going to go ahead and move the hands under the feet here. Bend your chin into the throat. Bend your knees any amount if you need to. Pressing the hands, wiggling to the wrists so the feet press on the hands. And then keeping the feet narrow, here's where you might want to block or your fist. We're going to take the right hand in front of the right foot and just bend the knee, reaching up to the left, leaning to the right. And on the exhale, you'll switch that out. So hand on the floor or a block, keeping the feet parallel to each other, lifting and lengthening. Looking up or down, your neck will tell you which way to go. And then crawl those hands up the shins again, halfway lifting pose. Exhale, fold and crawl back out to dog. Take a nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. From here, we're going to lift the right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, stack the hip. And this time we're going to take the right knee to the right tricep and stay in plank. Swing it to the left. We're going to come to gate pose. You might enjoy a block or your fist under your hand. Left arm reaches to the sky. A nice big breath here. Stay for the exhale. Standing up to gate pose. Inhale, both arms reach high. Exhale, left hand down your left leg. On the inhale, we'll reach up, and on the exhale, we're going to take a seat towards child's pose on this right side. The arms outstretched, the forehead down, and the arch of the left foot off the ground. Feel the length on the side body, just like in child's pose, both sides. Zipper up through the core to slowly rise on up. We'll take core plank to the top of the mat. The knee will come in and up. The leg will go back and up. You can go through a slow vinyasa with the leg lifted or put it down. Breathing the whole entire time in a way that feels good and curious. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, bend. Draw the knee high to the left shoulder or tricep. Stay in plank. Swing it under to the right. Feel that oblique. And then come down to gate pose. So you're standing on your right foot, your left shin. The arms reach up. And exhale down. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, take that seat down towards the left heel, reaching forward. Just feel the outer right baby toe anchor, the shoulders away from your ears. And go ahead and inhale, rise. Take that little pause because I forgot it. Underneath the shoulder, look up. That's okay, we do things in different order. It's all good. Come on down, core plank, knee to nose, lift up, lengthen, reach high. Vinyasa, one-legged if you like. Come on up. And then from dog, we'll crawl the hands back to the feet. Padagustasana. We'll loop these peace fingers around our big toes. Get a nice big inhale and press down. So there's a little battle between these peace fingers trying to lift the big toes up, but the big toes are saying, no way, Jose, got you down. And then that whole battle lengthens the spine. Elbows can bend or not. Belly buttons in and up. Lift and lengthen, crawl the hands up the shins. This time we'll take the left hand in front of the left foot, and we'll go ahead and reach the right hand high to the sky. Bend that left knee maybe a little lower. And go ahead and switch that. And then lower down. Crawl the hands back out to downward facing dog. We'll go through that one more time. Lift from here, right leg high, bend and stack. Change it up a little bit. Take it to the left tricep. Go to the right. Come back to that gate pose, but right away stand on up. Inhale. This time, take the right elbow, bend it for a tricep stretch to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back. If you're more comfy, tuck your right toes under for a change. On the inhale, lift up and lengthen. On the exhale, take the hands down and just step to downward facing dog this time. Take an inhale and an exhale. Left leg lifts, bend and stack. Take it high to the right armpit, the tricep. Stay in plank, swing it like a windshield wiper to the left. Settle down to gate pose, rise on up, inhale. Keep the left foot flat or tuck the toes under for this reaching forward on the exhale. Inhale, lift to rise. Exhale, hands down. Come in and up to downward facing dog and lift the heels and bend the knees. And let's get into the hamstrings by tiptoeing the feet with straight legs up as far as you can go, keeping the legs straight. Crawl the hands up the shins when you get to the top of your space and lower down. Rise on up. Draw the hands to the heart, Samastitihi. We'll take the hands out and up and forward fold. Shift the weight to the toes. Inhale, lengthen. Right foot back, right knee down on the ground. So low lunge, Anjaneyasana. You'll reach the arms up. Give your right glute a squeeze. Dig down to your left heel. On the exhale, supported leaning lunge. Let's take that one more time. Inhale. And on the exhale, stay in the supported leaning lunge. Take your right thumb on top of your left. Take the toes of the right foot under to create leaning lunge. And then humbly fold, exhale. And then inhale, peel the right heel down and spin to a fake bind in your side angle. If this is uncomfortable for you, come to support, okay? We're gonna keep the hands interlaced. My right thumb is still on top, star pose. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left. And exhale, left hand down. From here, we'll create warrior two to the back of your space. Your right knee will bend. We'll hold and breathe. Just feel light from the waist up and rooted from the waist down. Take reverse warrior inhale. And on the exhale, windmill your hands down. You have your opportunity to step to plank or one leg plank, lower halfway or all the way to the mat. Create your back bend. And downward face. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. If you want to stay in those hamstrings, tiptoe, or if you're ready to step, hop, or float, we'll meet at the new top of our space, which was the back before. Go ahead and lengthen up. And reset, hands to heart. Stay here for a full breath in and a full breath out. Other side, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Left foot back, the shin goes down. Feet are about hips distance width apart. So the knee and the heel are hips distance width apart. Take that supported leaning lunge. Maybe your rib cage touches the thigh. Inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, start with this leaning lunge, left thumb on top. Interlace the hands, uncurl and come to leaning lunge. Root back to the left thigh. Try not to lower the head, lift it up evenly with the upper back, and then spin to this fake bind, opening the heart, zipping through the core. Press up to star pose, spin the toes, arms will rise. Left hand down. Lift it on up. And the right hand down. Lift it on up and come into warrior two and just pause. Find length, find space, and your breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior, and exhale, windmill the hands down through whatever style vinyasa you choose. From here, we'll stay in dog, and we'll float the right leg up to the sky. Step the right foot through, same idea, a little differently, lower the left shin down, reach on up, you're in low lunge. Take the hands back, interlace, come up to lean, inhale, humbly fold, exhale. Fake bind, side angle, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Come to star, inhale. And this time warrior two right away into your left exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior and come into supported, or if you're ready, full side angle on this side. Spinning the heart open, digging down to the left heel. We'll add on reverse triangle from here and then come into Trikonasana. So you can have your hand inside or outside the shin or on it, or a block. Fix your gaze where you want. And then lower down here, come to standing splits. Inhale and exhale, right foot down. Inhale, lengthen and fold. Root to rise. Go through a Surya Namaskar A to get back to downward facing dog. If you like to jump back, you land in Chaturanga. Otherwise, step. And then on the inhale, you'll float your left leg up and step it through low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Rise with the arms on your inhale. Halfway back, exhale. Right thumb on top, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come into this fake bind and stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift up through star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, take your side angle variation here. Hand can be down or use your block. We'll inhale, reverse the triangle. And exhale, Trikonasana. Take an inhale here and stay for the exhale. Come down and lift to standing splits, inhale. And left foot meets right foot, exhale. Sink down low for chair pose, Utkatasana. Rooting back through the hips, lifting up through the toes. One time, fingertips back and down, Ardha. Root to rise, inhale. And last time through Surya Namaskar A. Again, you can jump or step. You don't even have to Chaturanga. You could just go to dog. Or go to dog to plank to Chaturanga. Sometimes I like to reverse it. We'll meet in downward facing dog, and we'll take pigeon pose on the right side. Settle on down to your hip opener or come to your back. Take about 5 breaths here. Letting the breath slow down, letting your mind settle. Using a block under your right sit bone if it's not anywhere near your mat. Some of you like to come out of a hip opener with a back bend of some kind, a simple hip up or a flip dog. I'll show you on this side, and then you can do what you want to on your second side. Flip dog. I like to have my one leg straight and my opposite foot on the ball mount. Come back to downward facing dog and find pigeon on your left side. Knee slides behind the wrist, right leg slides down. Again, maybe use a block under that left sit bone if you need it. Or 2 fists for your head. So we just don't want this to feel like an arm balance, right? I see a lot of people get stuck here. What do I do with my head, my shoulders? So if you can't flatten out like Gumby, I know I'm a little Gumby, then you can just give yourself a pillow. Anywhere you can find softness. Your upper body, let your left hip open. Stay here breathing or come out of this shape the same way you did on the first side. I'm just demonstrating staying, right? You know what we did on the first side. We'll make our way to our final downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath in. And then exhale, come back to child's pose. Couple breaths here. And sliding forward onto the belly to come forward, flip over onto your back for your final resting pose. If there's anything else you want or need, including a soft bridge pose or a supported bridge, you know, if you're with me on this platform, you know yourself pretty well. So trust that you're going to give yourself what you need before you come into Shavasana. The eyes close, let the face soften, and just be at peace. Notice as you're here, if perhaps your right shoulder is up a little higher than you thought, as well as your right hip. And the same thing, you get a little more space on that left and the left hip. And then continue breathing with all this new space in your body and hopefully your mind. Being curious, again, as we have approached our mat at the beginning, about perhaps just our breath. Let your left hand come to your heart, your right hand come to your belly. And notice if when you inhale and reawaken your breath, only the hand at your heart lifts. A lot of us breathe just into the chest, right? So as you exhale, let that go and see if you can let the hand at your belly and your chest inflate equally. Feeling the skin under both hands inflate and feeling the skin under both hands deflate. Maybe a little extra push out through the belly. One more time, inflate all the way underneath each hand. And then empty all the way out. A little more pressure at the belly hand than the heart hand. And last time, see how much more you can inflate, not just under the hands, but to the side body and the back, without your shoulders creeping up to your ears. Exhale. And then start to reach your arms long overhead, wiggling right side and left side. I call this getting out of your own way, right? It's just like a worm coming out of an apple. Your waistline is stuck in the apple and the rest of you is just reaching out of it, right? Feel the side body lengthen. Take one more inhale, and on the exhale, hug the knees in one at a time. If you like to round and get an upper back stretch, forehead towards the knees. If not, it's good with your head down. We'll meet with the head down, take an inhale, and come to whatever side calls you. I'm going to go right on the exhale. Upper arm is a pillow. Making our way to a soft seat, using your left hand or your right hand as an assist. All right, come to Sukhasana. I was just like a little hip hop dancer spinning around there. Reach the arms up to the sky. Big open mouth sigh. Draw the hands into Samasthiti, meeting our right and our left side at the heart center. Our sun, our moon, our male and feminine energy right here at your heart. Turn the corners of your mouth up. And lift the thumbs up to your third eye. And from me to you, namaste.